2020 MLK Hoop Shoot Hoop Fest. Now, will you please rise as we honor America as longtime Garrett Laker assistant coach Dave Martin and the Broadwood Quartet sing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's bright glare that on first in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for tonight's game.
So there you have the introductions of the starting lineups as the Polar Bears take on the Falcons of Frankfort High School here at Garrett College, part of the Martin Luther King Hoop Fest, the final game of the Hoop Fest. We've had 4 days of 6 games a day, and it's been a blast. And what a culminating game we've got here between these two programs. The Polar Bears, the proud Polar Bears of state championships and state runners-up over the last 5 years in West Virginia. And Frankfort off to a good start, 3-7 this year. From the corner, the shot put up, no good. Good box out there by Coney. And here comes the Falcons back the other way. As they skip the ball around against the man-to-man. 3 put up, off iron, no good. And the rebound comes out of there to Eric Smith, the sophomore. Very young Polar Bear team. Of course, everybody knows about Jalen Johnson, number 12, the 6'4" sharpshooter that has been a part of their state tournament championship team for a few years. There's a 3, no good. Put up by Flowers. back the other way to the basket. Strong move, no good. And a stronger rebound. But Johnson, look at him fly by people. What an athlete. Up and in and out.
Frankfort foul on number 10, Isaiah Knotts, his first team foul number 1. At the line, number 12, Jalen Johnson, shooting 2.
So Isaiah Knotts gets the foul. And Jalen misses the first one. As I mentioned, Johnson has been on the big stage in West Virginia in the state tournament, playing last 3 years in the state championship. A junior. I guess he's been playing the last 2 years. Would like to get there again this year. So we get a little pressure, full court pressure by Coach Retton, the longtime coach of the Polar Bears, one of the most successful coaches in the history of West Virginia basketball. Goes down in the coaching lore of great success. And a good friend of mine. Ball goes out of bounds, still no score with 6:10 to go in the first quarter here at Garrett College. Junior college here in Deep Creek, actually McHenry, but in Deep Creek, Maryland, 10 miles from Oakland. Washnitz on the baseline, loses it, and out of bounds.
Fairmont senior ball.
That's Trey Washnitz, 6'4". He sprouted up, turned himself into quite a ball player. 6'5", senior, 6'5". Kick out. There's Washnitz looking it over. Goes to the basket, throws it, gets it lost. Picked up by Johnson to the basket, and he'll get 2 shots. He is athletic as can be.
Frankfort foul on number 15, David Blanco. His first team foul number 2 at the line, number 12, Caitlin Johnson, shooting 2.
Blanco picks up his first, and Johnson finally makes one there.
Johnson, 1 shot.
1-0 Polar Bears, 5:38, first quarter. And he makes the second one. On the baseline, they work it around, back around the top. Looking to throw inside. Covered up nicely by Eric Smith. There's no shot clock in this game. It's a West Virginia high school game. We've been using the shot clock all tournament long. Nice left hand by Blanco. Give him 2 points, and it's 2-2. They break the press right to Johnson, inside to Smith. Smith up and in. Nice feed in there by Johnson to Smith. Smith about 6'5", 6'6", and works his way around, gets the steal, and a reach-in foul on Knotts.
22, Jensen Knotts.
Jansen Knotts, it's team foul number 3, as they will again run their 2-2-1 press. They want you to cross half court and stop right there, and they get the trap set. But he doesn't get out to the baseline, and they are able to get out of the trap. And he steps out of bounds on the reversal. J.J. Blank tried to save it. So to go back to the Polar Bears, leading by 2, 4-2. They work it inside, he's fouled.
Foul is on number 11.
So Coney will go to the line and shoot 2. That'll be Washnitz's first foul.
At the line, number 20, Chris Kenny.
Chris Canny makes the first free throw. Paul Mullen in the background, the voice of Garrett Laker basketball. Play the public address announcer here. That was a carry. No call. Johnson on the wing. Going to take his man to the hole. He's fouled as he tries to get to the basket. And that'll be 2 fouls on Jansen Knotts. So he'll have to come out of the game. He's got to show his hands there. If he doesn't have his hands on Jalen's body, then he probably gets away with that. And once you stick your hands in, that's a problem. Jalen Johnson kicks it out to the corner. Wide open 3. Bryson Flowers. Been watching that young boy do that for years. 7-3. Back to the nice spin move. Up and in. Blanco with his 4th point. 7-5. Johnson gets ahead of everybody. Puts it up. He's fouled. So he'll go back to the foul line.
Frankfort foul on number 12, Mason Davis. That is his first and team foul number 5. At the line, number 12, Jalen Johnson.
Johnson makes the first one. He's made 2 and 3 in a row now. Johnson makes both of them.
Fairmont leads by 4.
9-5 with 3:30 to go in the first quarter here. Again, the Hoop Fest on Martin Luther King weekend here at Garrett College. Go to GarrettLakers.com if you want to see about some of the other games, who played. Got a lot of prep schools here, including Huntington Prep, Scotland Prep. Our own Lakers got to play. Garrett Lakers won 2 games this weekend. Last night, the JV team beat Scotland Prep Black. And today, our combination varsity and JV team defeated Scotland Prep White. On Saturday night, our JV team beat Huntington Prep in a close game here. We're a junior college. Okay, here goes the offense is a little stagnant as they get moving now. There they go. And there he is wide open because they lost him again. Flowers, 2 in a row for Bryson Flowers. And the Polar Bears stretching that lead out. It's 12-5. That young man can shoot the ball. Bryson Flowers, senior. Turnaround, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Here comes the Polar Bear Express. Johnson kicks it back out to Flowers again. 3 in a row. Timeout, Frankfort. And we'll be back after this timeout. So we break away during those timeouts because we don't have the rights to play the music that's played here on the public address during timeouts. There's a 3. Jaden Barkley, I'm sorry, Isaiah Knotts, rather. His first bucket, 15-8 now. Frankfort looking to get back into it. And there's a throwaway by the Polar Bears. Urim could not handle that pass. So here we go. Frankfort moving the ball around. Head fake. Inside they go to the big man, up and in. Blanco again, 6 points. 15-10 now. And of course, there's Johnson right back at you. Giving it to Urim for the bucket. And a little pressure and they throw it away. 17-10. Still a minute 25 in the first quarter. Eric Smith comes back into the game. And Dabenmeyer comes on for Frankfort. Polar Bears working around, looking for Johnson on the baseline. There's a jumper by Washnitz. That's an easy shot for him. So Washnitz makes it 19-10. Frankfort working the ball around. Almost lost it. Good defense by the Polar Bears. Really forcing Frankfort. There's a nice drive. And over the back call. Nope. They got him on the way through on the shot.
Polar Bear foul on number 24, Eric Smith, his first team foul.
So Smith picks up his first foul.
Number 0, James Blank.
James Blank goes to the line. He got fouled after he released the ball, I think. That's what the referee called. 19-10, 45 seconds to go. Blank will have 2 shots. And he's got the first one. 19-11. Second shot by Blank is good. 19-12. So Polar Bears Coach Retton calls 4 out. "27 seconds. Looks like they're waiting for the last shot. Bryson Flowers with it. Down to 9 seconds. Flowers looks for the screen. Gets it, kicks it on the baseline. Washnitz has got it. Nice execution. At the end of the first quarter, it's 21-12. Polar Bears over the Falcons of Frankfort. We'll be back after this So the Falcons will enter the ball in, trailing by 9, 21-12 here in the second quarter, trying to handle this pressure and get it into their post players because they have some good post play. They're looking in there awful hard, but good defense by West Side as Fairmont Senior is pushing them backwards. And that ball is going to be kicked off his foot as Blank lost it. So it'll be Polar Bear ball. Good defense. There's a kick out to Johnson for 3. Jalen misses but gets his own rebound, saves it to Washnitz, and he's fouled as he takes a dribble to the basket. It'll be team foul number 7. So Washnitz will get the 1-on-1.
Fairmont number 10, Jaden Barkley. At the line for Fairmont Senior, number 11, Trey Washnitz.
Jacob Gamalik is in for the Polar Bears.
1-1.
Number 1. Washnitz, just like his dad, a former Fairmont State Fighting Falcon. Starting point guard there, I think, for about 4 years. Interesting to see where Trey takes his basketball for college. As he makes both, he's got 6 points, 23-12. Ball still stolen. Here comes Johnson to the basket, up and in. He's explosive as can be. That's 6 points for him. Frankfort breaks the press. Now they're attacking in the corner. On the baseline. Nice move by Isaiah Knotts. Has 5 points now, down by 11. Polar Bears have expanded their lead. Washnitz denied with good defense there. So now we got the play they called double. Inside to Johnson, back out front to Gamalik, back to Johnson. Johnson just needs to dribble that ball a little closer to his body. Gets it out a little too far away from him. As he advances in levels of play, that may be a problem. There's a nice drive on the baseline. Washnitz again. Can't get this one to go. Gamalik with the rebound. Out to Johnson. Missed the 3. And there's a rebound by Canny for Frankfort. Falcons will set. J.J. Blank, point guard. Inside ball stolen by Washnitz. Comes a fast break, and it's stolen. Just didn't quite get it up high enough. Nice steal by Knotts, and he'll set it up. And the ball's knocked out of bounds by Washnitz. Good defense again by the Polar Bears. 5:27 to go. It's 25-14. First half action here at Garrett College, the Hoop Fest on Martin Luther King weekend.
Our Fairmont Senior, number 24.
As Barkley goes out and Smith comes back in. Coach Retton using his bench. Ball stolen by Johnson. Comes Washnitz. Washnitz to the basket. Slips through. Got himself a little too far under and missed it. Nice defense. No foul. And a wide open 3 is short and tipped out of bounds back to Frankfort. 25-14.
Number 0, Dominic Vianney.
Vianney in now for the Polar Bears. Dominic Vianney. Inside. Spin move. And puts it in. Nice power play by Jansen Knotts. Makes it 25-16. I like their inside game very much. There it is inside to Smith, back to Washnitz. And they get him with the travel on the baseline. Interesting tidbit. Joseph Urim in for Washnitz. Washnitz's sister is Division I offers from all over the place, including West Virginia University. Interesting to see where she takes her game in college. On the baseline, puts it up and in. Another power play. Kenny with 3 points now. They've cut it to 7, 25-18. So they're working it down inside. That seems to be Frankfort's advantage. Polar Bears pressuring out on top. Eric Smith kicks it out. There it is, back to Smith. He kicks it out again. 4 minutes to go. Vianney penetrates, kicks it off to the wing. Flowers loses his balance, gets it back. Vianney pull-up jumper off iron, looked good though. 25-18. I like those pull-up jumpers. Kick out on top. On the wing, they reverse it all the way around to an open shot by Knotts, no good. Rebound Johnson. They get back nicely and they block him, but we're going to get a foul underneath by J.J. Blank. That'll be his first. And back to the line goes Jalen Johnson, where he is 4 for 6 on the night. He has 6 points.
Jalen Johnson shooting 2.
This guy is quite a player. That's in and out.
For Frankfort, number 12, Mason Davis. Johnson, 1 shot.
Makes the second one. Makes him 5 for 8.
Number 11, Trey Washington.
So Washnitz gives Johnson a break. That gives Washnitz 7 points on the night. For Frankfort, they set it up. Nice defense by Vianney, cut him off. Polar Bears do a good job of showing their hands and denying the penetration. Well schooled. And Frankfort, in contrast here, really works it inside beautifully. There's a kick out. Back into him. Back out to him. Playing a little catch there. He missed it. And the rebound by Kane will reset. 26-18. Now they go to the post. Little head fake. And he just missed it. Knotts got himself a little too far under. Vianney too small up against the big 6'5". Blanco. Right inside the Blanco, ball tipped out of bounds by Smith.
For Fairmont senior, number 12, Jalen Johnson.
Johnson back in. That was a brief rest he had. Just enough to get some water. Kane with it inside, kicks it back out. Kane starts to make a move to the basket. He'll be much more of an effective shooter. So Blanco's going to get 2 shots. Picks up the foul on Smith.
Number 24, Eric Smith, his second. Team foul number 3 at the line, number 15, David Blanco. Shooting 2.
I can hear David Retton. That's why he's such a good coach. Not complaining to the referee, talking to his player. You have to back off and go straight up. You don't want to pick up that foul. And he makes the first one, misses the second one. 26-19. Polar Bears on the attack. Polar Bears in their black today and multicolored shoes. Underneath, there's a power move. Johnson. Give him 9 points now. Pull-up jumper off the iron and in. Nice shot by J.J. Blank. 28-19. Flowers surveys. On the wing, back to Flowers. Looks it over. Now they're going to set. On the baseline, back out front, Flowers looking at it. Washington now has it. He'll look for a screen, goes instead to the baseline, kicks it back out to Flowers. Didn't give him as much room that time. 28-21 is your score. 7-point lead for the Polar Bears over the Frankfort Falcons here at Garrett College. Ken A looks at it but doesn't want to shoot it.
1 minute to play and a half. 1 minute.
And there's 1 minute to go. This ball stolen by Flowers. Flowers pecked it away, back to Johnson. He lays it in and he's fouled. Nice setup by Flowers.
Foul on Frankfort's number 12.
David Retton uses this as a timeout. As you can see, his team all huddles around him while he talks, while Jalen shoots the free throw. Jalen misses that one. 30-21. Nice ball handling. On the baseline. No good. Rebound Johnson. 30-21. And Dave Retton wants the last shot as Vianney slows it down. Gets it out to Johnson. 21 seconds. And he walked with it. He switched pivot feet. Little unsure of himself out there. Needs to do a better job of that. Long three put up, in and out. Johnson with the tremendous rebound and heaves it. That's your halftime score, 30-21 in favor of Fairmont Senior. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. So back here at Garrett College, the Clark Arena, 30-21, the Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior up on the Frankfort Falcons here. And immediately the Polar Bears go into the paint and then kick it out, work it around. Along with me is Merlon Devine. I'm Jeff Hoffman. Merlon joins us for the second half as player on the Garrett Laker varsity team, which got another win today. It makes you 13-3, Merlon. Oh, say that again. Say that again.
So it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, good to have you along. Garrett Laker varsity team on a little bit of a hot streak now. And the Polar Bears taking their time on offense, but finally the youngster Eric Smith throws it out of bounds. So man-to-man by the Polar Bears, again trying to deny the big post players in there as Blanco sits down on everybody can. They could just get him the ball. Kane gets it inside, misses this time. They really work it down inside, Merlon, and they're kind of a contrasting in style here as the Polar Bears have the shooting touch, and it looks like Frankfort looks to push it inside more.
I see. Definitely have the size.
Yes. Move that mic closer to your mouth there a little bit. And there's a foul as Washnitz gets it to the basket. He'll get 2 shots. Trey has 6 points. He's 2 for 2 on the night. 30-21. About a minute and a half went off there without a bucket as the Polar Bears look to extend their lead. Again, very interesting coaching strategy by Coach Retton. He pulls his team over during free throws, has a little timeout, gives them some instruction, and they don't stay up on the line for rebounds because he counts on his players making them, I guess. And Trey does. He's 4 for 4, 32-21 Polar Bears. To the baseline, a little pull-up jumper, and it gets stuck in the rim. So that'll be a jump ball back to Frankfort. Something you're not going to see every day. So it'll be Polar Bears in a man-to-man on this inbound. And they get it right into the big man, and he lays it in.
Nice.
Blanco.
Ooh, nice block.
There's another steal. Now they got to take their time. They get it to Blanco again, and he lays it up. He's fouled by Smith. So Blanco will look to cut the lead even more. It's a 9-point lead right now. Get 2 shots. Smith picks up his 3rd foul. Smith is a very important player for them because of his size to kind of battle Blanco.
Fairmont Senior, number 2, Joseph Yoro.
They list Blanco at 6'4", 294. He moves pretty good for a big guy. So he makes it 32-24.
Another one.
And there's another steal. And they take their time again. Up underneath. No good. Put back blocked. Put back laid in by Knotts. 32-26. Jansen Knott stayed with it. And Coach Retton wants a timeout as they cut it to 6. We'll be back after this 30-second. 32-26. The Polar Bears will look to solve it as Frankfort came out with a flurry there. A couple steals in a row and buckets have got them back in the game. Johnson inside. Little clear out with that right elbow. No shot clock, so don't have to hurry. Washington needs to just take his time when he gets the ball. Young man's got a good game. He just, there it is into Johnson.
Right to the middle.
And he puts it in.
Nice strong layup.
Can't hardly hear you. I don't know what's going on. Back inside to Blanco. And there's a reach in by Flowers.
Fairmont senior foul, number 3, Bryson Flowers. His first team foul, number 2.
Nice take.
Kane with the bucket. And it's 34-28. Ball short, Kane with the rebound. And so now Frankfort can cut it to 4 or 3. Boy, that's a big boy in there sitting down. Johnson battling him. And Blanco gets his own rebound. That's what I like about him. You know, he's about 6'4", 6'5". Big boy, but he moves pretty good.
Good body control.
Right.
Number 12, Jalen Johnson, his first team foul, number 3.
We missed him.
Yep.
Kane in the lane. He's fouled. As Urim, a good head shorter than him, picks up his first foul. Kane get 2 shots.
Number 20, Chris Kenny.
The first half started with a flurry of fouls by Frankfort. Now the Polar Bears are fouling more. He missed the first one. Really forcing it down inside.
Right. Fairmont wants to keep the lead. They're going to have to limit turnovers, just like that.
Right on cue.
And communicate down low. Try to keep the ball out of the paint.
Just not focused right now.
Yeah.
Coach Retton throwing his hands up like, I don't know what that was. What are you going to do? Inside to Blanco, and he's fouled. Johnson's going to get in foul trouble if he doesn't watch it.
Number 12, Fairmont senior, Jalen Johnson.
His second.
Team foul number 5. Falcons ball.
Our film man, Kevin Sally, says he reminds him of Kevin Love. Nice box out by Johnson. We're recruiting Johnson, so we'd like to have him in a Laker uniform in a couple of years. Hey, he falls down, but the reason he fell down was Blanco, one of his tree trunk legs. He ran into it.
Blanco, that is his third.
And Blanco with his third foul will exit. Gamalik back in for the Polar Bears.
I'm interested to see what their strategy will be now that he's sitting.
There's a lob pass right inside. Ball's on the floor, saved, but picked up by Frankfort. And interesting, they try not to run, but there's an open 3, no good. That would have been interesting if it had went in. 34-29, 3:22, third quarter. Last game of the Martin Luther King Hoop Fest here at Garrett College. The Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior 34 and the Frankfort Falcons from Romney, West Virginia, 29. Polar Bears from Fairmont, West Virginia, which is about 20 minutes south of Morgantown. Romney is about the same distance from Kaiser.
Yeah, this extended 2-3 is definitely giving Fairmont some problems.
Yeah, their guards are short. and it's causing them to have trouble to see over it. Good point.
Polar Bear ball.
Flowers gets blocked.
behind.
They're going to get him with a foul.
Frankfort foul.
It's on
number
Kene.
0, James Blank.
No,
is second.
James Blank.
Team foul
So
number
Flowers will get two, Washnitz will get 2 free throws.
Number 11, Trey Washnitz.
So spoke to his dad a little while ago. Looks like he's going to end up at Fairmont State
One shot
next year.
for Frankfort, number 5.
Try to red
Brady
shirt,
Whitaker.
put on a little muscle and improve his game. Trey Washnitz misses the second one. 35-29, Polar Bears up by 6.
Leads by 6.
On the wing, they rework it. They're looking in still.
Looking for him, yep.
Back up on top. There it is inside to Kane. Double team though, they kick it back out. And the skip pass is stolen. Looks like our varsity team the other night against the zone. You don't skip the zone too easily. Inside to Johnson, he works, kicks. Flowers loses it out of bounds.
Frankfort ball for the Falcons, number 0, James Blank.
JJ Blank back in for the Falcons. Trailing by 6. Polar Bears still up in your face, man to man. Very much so like Coach Retton has done for years and years. Sometimes he uses a 2-3 matchup. There's a foul. Again, they got it down into Jason Knotts this time.
Trey Washnitz, that is his second.
Washnitz picks up his second foul.
Jansen Knotts.
Got to make free throws down the stretch.
For Frankfort, number 24, Brock Robinette. Fairmont
So he'll shoot his second one.
Dominic Vianney. Also,
He's got it.
Barkley.
35-30, the lead is shrinking for the Polar Bears. Washnitz on the baseline, squares up, looks in, nothing there. Zone defense, like you said, Merlon, is causing a lot of problems as they extend it. Now they look inside, kick it out. It's double dribble.
No call.
He's not wanting to shoot. Barkley has to shoot that or penetrate, one or the other.
Yeah, keep his own moving.
1 minute.
Washnitz down to Flowers. Flowers on the baseline. And they'll get him with a travel. 56 seconds to go. They can cut it down even more. Back in comes Isaiah Knotts. Isaiah Knotts.
For Fairmont senior number 2, Joseph
Urim back in for the Polar Bears. 35-30. Third quarter. Inside to Kene. He'll turn,
Nice
face.
shake.
Yeah, it was a nice move. Flowers to Johnson. Wow.
Oh, man.
Just could not quite get it up. Johnson probably been better off coming down, doing a little head fake, going off 2 feet there. So strong as he is compared to everybody else. Good defense, though, by the Polar Bears. They're always in help position. They're always denying the next pass.
Yep.
They move their feet. They jump to the ball. They do a lot of nice things. Well coached by the veteran David Retton. And Frank Skubas. think they missed a foul there, but Polar Bears will still have it. Back in comes Flowers. 6 seconds to go. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Now there's 3.4 seconds.
Fairmont ball.
Coach Retton has a play for this, I guarantee it. Coached against him for 20-some years. He has a play for 3 seconds. The guy is a mastermind coach. See what he does. Well, they denied the inbounds. There's Johnson. That's a good look.
Got it off just in time.
End of third quarter, 35-30. We'll be back after this intermission.
35. Fairmont Senior has the ball.
35-30. Polar Bears hanging on. Fourth quarter.
Going to have to find a way to score after being outscored so much in that last quarter.
9-5. Frankfort outscored the Polar Bears. They bring Johnson out on top to handle the ball a little bit. I think that was a smart move. Flowers underneath. Back to Johnson. Johnson in the lane. Kicks it off to the corner. Long three is no good. Rebound Flowers, no good. Johnson fighting for it, but he's out of bounds. The Polar Bears just all of a sudden can't score. It's 35-30. Frankfort will no doubt try to get it into the big man, Blanco.
Yep.
They're looking inside. On the baseline, pump fake. A little unorthodox pump fake, but takes his time. And there's a missed three. And here comes Polar Bears looking to add to their 5-point lead. Now they brought Johnson up. He was down low earlier to try to handle this zone, floating him through at the foul line. There he is.
Need some high-low action.
Yep.
That middle's so wide open.
Yep. There it is. Flowers. The foul line area. Back out to Johnson. Okay, Coach Retton making some changes. Yeah, there you go. He put Johnson in the high post now.
Polar Bear ball.
So he's got Smith in the short corner, Johnson in the high post. There's your high-low you were talking about.
Yep.
As Frankfort kind of matches up to this.
I see.
Flowers on the sideline. Wisely throws it off of
Fairmont ball.
Frankfort's leg. So with 6:06, the Polar Bears very methodical here, trying to get what they want.
It's great that they can take their time, no shot clock.
Yeah, there's no shot clock. We don't have that in Maryland JUCO. You cannot take your time in Maryland JUCO.
Not at all.
Not that you'd want to. The ball would be stolen if you did.
Right.
All right, so there's a foul on the pass. Underneath, Johnson gets fouled. I think they're going to get Blanco with his fourth.
Frankfort foul.
Nope.
Number 20, Chris Kenny.
Kenny.
His first team foul, number 5.
It's his first, so Johnson will get 2 free throws.
For Fairmont.
He's 5 for 6, 7, 8, 9 on the night. 5 for 9, 5 for 10. So the young man just needs to work on his free throws.
Gomalik. At the line, number 12, Jalen Johnson.
And his second shot's good. So he increases the lead to 36-30. Now Frankfort, see if they can get the ball up across.
Picking up the pressure.
Timeout called by Frankfort. Good defense. Okay, we'll be back in 30 seconds. So we'll see if the Falcons can break the press. They send Blanco up to receive the inbound. Polar Bears all over him. On the baseline, Canet slows it down. There's a 3. Boy, that was looking good.
Needed that one.
Here comes West, back the other way. West, I call him West Fairmont, but they're really Fairmont Senior. Been known as West Fairmont forever.
Another turnover.
Gamalik, not a good decision there.
For Fairmont Senior, number 24.
So 5:19 to go. Just doesn't seem like we can get the game just not flowing.
Right.
So they bring it into Blanco, and that's a good inbound. Oh, he had Blanco, and he didn't find him. Washington tries to throw it off his leg. Nice attempt, but
That's a good matchup they have on Blanco down there.
that was out of bounds to Frankfort.
Number 12, Mason.
Yeah, those two guys are about the same size.
Yep.
One's a sophomore and one's an upperclassman, so.
Good fake.
Yeah, Blanco
David Blanco.
cuts it to 4 now. Closest they've been since early in the game. No, Blanco, I think, is a senior. Can you look and
senior.
see? Right here. Pull up by Flowers off the iron.
Blanco's a senior.
Yeah, so that's a shot Flowers usually makes there. It's a 4-point game. Frankfort looking to get back in it even closer as they work the ball around. I don't know why he did that, but it's a missed 3. I'd be getting that ball into Blanco.
Every time.
And I keep doing what I'm doing on defense if I'm Frankfort, because now you got Johnson cleared half court, which is where you'd like him. Not going to score from half court. There he flashes, but they got to look for him when he flashes. Now he's trapped on the sideline. Timeout, Polar Bears.
Great pressure on Frankfort.
So that's going to be probably a full timeout.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Back here at the Clark Arena, 36-32, the Hoop Fest on Martin Luther King weekend. The Polar Bears right inside to Johnson. And they'll have an inbounds play because that's only the 6th team foul. Oh, he's calling it on the shot.
Let's see.
Did you think that was on the shot?
Nah, not quite.
No, I did not. That was on the floor. So Jalen will get 2 shots. And he stretches the lead out. 37-32, back to a 5-point lead.
Johnson, 1 shot.
He misses that one. Ball's on the floor. You got a jump ball, and it'll belong to Frankfort.
Got to be careful with those passes to the post.
The Polar Bears tightening up on it. So they're still in their man-to-man. That's Coach Retton. I love it. These kids play good man-to-man.
Yeah.
Contrasting styles, because Frankfort likes to play that high 2-3. There's a 3 put up. Looked good, but didn't go in.
Good rhythm on that one.
Tipped out by Ken A, so it will stay to the Polar Bears up by 5.
Just under 3 minutes.
2:50 to go. Good pressure. Flowers breaks it, but loses it out of bounds. So with 2:41, Frankfort gets it back, trailing by 5. But not able to hit that 3-pointer here in the second half. Now he's going to the basket.
Strong drive.
Nice move, nice layup. But it's going to go out of bounds off of Jalen Johnson.
Interesting call.
2:28 to go. There's a hold on it, trying to hold and everything else on Blanco.
Not much you can do.
Nice defense by the Polar Bears that time. Cut him off. They needed just a little double team on him. It seems to work pretty well. Nice job by Flowers, and Washington's getting it across. Now Flowers is getting trapped up. Gets it into Johnson, out in the corner, wide open, short. No good.
Good follow. Just stepped out.
Out of bounds. Frankfort ball.
37-32. Yeah, everybody been happy. Fans yelling at him for shooting. I don't get that. Throws it up, no good. Out of there with it comes Flowers. Over to Vianney. Vianney penetrates, kicks it back. Now you can take time off the clock with a minute 40 to go. They got to put you on the foul line. Polar Bears did this against Buchanan.
That offensive?
I don't know who he called it on. There's no number 1 out there.
Defensive, okay.
Foul is on number 10.
Number 10.
Isaiah Knotts, his second.
So they get Isaiah Knotts with a foul, and Washnitz will go to the line and shoot 1-on-1. So it's probably a good foul. Got to get possessions at this point. Frankfort will foul multiple times here. There'll be multiple possessions with a chance to get back in it. But I'm not sure you want to foul Washnitz.
One shot.
He's 6 for 7 on the night. Gives him 10 points. 38-32, back to 6, the lead for Fairmont.
Good shooting.
Washnitz makes both of them. 39-32. And there's a charge.
Good take.
As J.J. Blank
Number 0, James Blank.
ran him over.
Team foul number 8.
Johnson over to Vianney. Vianney looking to get rid of it. Gets it off underneath. Washnitz with a not very wise pass there.
Should have pulled it out. Just wait for the foul.
And yeah, right. You're still going to get 2 free throws.
Yep.
High risk, low reward pass there.
Frankfort has to capitalize on these turnovers.
Yeah, they're down
Running
to
out
a
of
minute
time.
12.
Yep. Got to get it right into Blanco.
Turnaround jumper, just can't get it to go.
Short again.
Nice rebound by the smallest guy in the gym. And they foul him, so Trey Flowers will get his first 2 free throws
Number 20
of the game.
Kenny, his second.
Up by 7 with a minute 1 to go.
Team foul number 9.
Garrett College, located in Deep Creek,
At the line, number 3.
in Maryland. Any of you interested in checking this out, go to GarrettLakers.com. Find out more about the program and the school. Had a great time running the Martin Luther King Hoop Fest this weekend. A lot of good players, a lot of good games. And Flowers makes both of them to extend the lead
1 minute
to 40-32. They led by 9 at halftime, and Frankfort's going to use a timeout.
Timeout, Frankfort.
It'll be a full, so we will be back here at the Hoop Fest at Garrett College. Fairmont Senior, the Polar Bears, up 41-32. Merlon, what do you think the Frankfort coaches had to say in that timeout?
Oh, well, they have no time to waste. They got to get some quick shots. Definitely want to get it in the Blanco. Charging foul.
Big charging foul there by Smith. Held his ground, and that'll be number 5 on Blanco. So now Frankfort can go a little quicker, which that's not a bad thing here.
Right.
Because they're going to press. Johnson gets fouled.
Fairmont just has to make these free throws. They'll be good.
Johnson just needs to keep that ball closer to his body.
I think so.
Frankfort foul on number 10, Isaiah Knox. His third. Double bonus in effect. At the line, Jalen Johnson.
Johnson at the line, 41-32, 40 seconds to go. He can ice this game. Makes the first one.
Johnson with 1 shot.
He's got 8 of his game high 16 from the foul line. Looked good on that one.
Yeah, real good.
9-10 for 14, or 9 for 14 now. Long 3, off iron, no good. Just Frankfort has just not been able to get those shots to drop.
This whole half.
Yeah, it's they're shots that they're used to making. And as close as this game has been, if a couple of those had fallen, it would have opened up the inside, and no telling what could have happened. These two teams may meet again in the playoffs. Definitely should not be taken lightly. Flowers makes the first one. I think Frankfort's in the same region. Makes the next one. I know Frankfort comes out of the Potomac Valley Conference, rather. Polar Bears out of the Big Ten Conference. They finally got one to go in. Robinette.
Oh, good steal.
Steal and a lay-in. So 45-37, good thing they had a lead. Now they'll take time off the clock, and there's a foul. So Flowers will go to the line and ice this away with 4 seconds to go. 45-37, we sign off right as soon as the game is over. We thank you for listening and watching. And check us out on GarrettLakers.com. It's been a pleasure, and hope you've had a good Martin Luther King holiday. I'm Jeff Hoffman with Merlon Devine. Thanks for listening. 46-37, and that'll be your final score. Come visit us at Garrett College sometime, folks. Have a good evening.